Hey everybody, it's Emily Francis here. Healing Ourselves Whole is on pre-order now. It's an interactive guide to release pain and trauma by utilizing the wisdom of the body. This is really, really important work. So I want to give you just a quick little promo and give you the image and what I'm talking about in the beginning. So there are 3 sections to this book according to my somatic emotion chart. The first section is the heavy 4, which is trauma, shame, guilt, and grief. Of course, it's the trauma, shame, guilt cycle, and then grief is its own beast, and we know this. And then section 2 is the action bridge, which is suppress, process, release. And then last is the fabulous 4, which is happy, joy, connected, and empowered. But today I want to talk about the trauma part. So in psychology, they call it a trauma capsule. And the way that they describe it is that when a person endures a trauma, which is anything that impacts you, so you can say it's a car accident, you can say it's an assault, anything that assaults your being. And what happens is it goes right into the body. And this is how they explain it in psychology. Sometimes it's too intense for you to really wrap your mind around or to be able to process through it. So it creates like a capsule and then it drops down into the body. But that's where I come in, because then the body, the soft tissues catch that capsule and they store it in the soft tissues. And then you may or may not do the work to go trace it down and pull it out again and actually deal with it and face it, have that body conversation. Okay, so a trauma capsule to a psychologist is a carrot to me. And the reason that I think of them as a carrot is because I do hands-on body work. So when I put my hands on someone, that I can feel these carrots that are rooted into their body. And now, 20 years of working, I am teaching you how to find those carrots for yourself. So you'll go through the meditation. And what we do in the first section is called remove and replace. So the carrots, they look like this. It's a big bunchy, except you're going to do one at a time. So this is the big bunch and the big green at the top. So the way that it's set up, and we look in our body, is that one of these glorious carrots is planted down deep and has the green from the top. I'm going to pull. So it has the green from the top, and you go and find the big bushy. So all you'll be able to see in the meditation is the green top. And it'll kind of, the deeper you go into your body, it starts to surf through the plasma and into that soft tissue, deep into it, you'll start to be able to see little images of these green tops. And then I teach you how to grab the top of the green and pull the whole carrot out. Now look at this carrot. Look at all this extra. So we can get lost in just thinking that it ends here, and it doesn't. So when you make that pull, you got to pull all of it so that the entire root is removed from the body. And then it's raw and it's exposed, and we become immediately vulnerable because this weight, this heaviness that we've been carrying is all of a sudden lifted and we don't know what to do with it. That's the replace part. So then in the meditation, we take a bucket of any color that you want and you pour this hot liquid right into that hole, into that exposed area, and it hardens immediately and it becomes a beautiful opaque color. And you don't know what color, you pick it once you're in the meditation, and then you can look later in the book and see what the colors represent. But once you pull all of it out from the soft tissue in your meditation, then you fill it back up, and it's really a hot liquid, but then it immediately dries. But it has the same weight and density that this did, so that you don't feel raw and exposed anymore. And now it's filled with something loving and healing, and it can start to grow roots into the body to heal what has been growing roots in a poisonous way. So this is the remove and replace method. And this is the image that I want you to think of when you start to read about the carrots. So I bought these the other day because they were so gorgeous and had that bushy green in it and all these little strings. Because when you're doing these meditations, you have to be really thorough. And so I wanted to give you that image to work with so that when you buy the book and you start in this, that's really powerful. Now we use these carrots again because there's a magic thing that happens on the other side, but I'm not going to teach it yet. But it's on the Fabulous 4, and it's something really cool, and it's real. I researched it and found out that wild carrots in the ground produce something else that you see above ground. It's really, really cool. So pre-order now. Share with your friends. Do this. Get started on the work. It'll arrive May 11th, and that's when I'll release all the audio meditations as well on my website. HealingOurselvesWhole.com is the website. HealingOurselvesWhole.com. And I'm Emily A. Francis. Hopefully you know that. Don't forget the A. Healing Ourselves Whole. It's an interactive guide to release pain and trauma by utilizing the wisdom of the body. But once you get this book, you'll find out that the second half of this book isn't about pain and trauma, because we'll do that work. And then you can go into the Fabulous Four and learn how to double up and triple up and quadruple up into the health and healing of all that good stuff. So get your book now. It's time. It's time that we knew how to talk to our bodies.